In this video, we're going to talk about postpartum depression treatment the natural way. Stay tuned. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is Linda Poirier. I lost 54 pounds with my son, and now I'm helping mummies all over the world fit into their jeans, get their sexy back, and find a life of happy. This video is a follow-up to my last video, which was on postpartum depression and postpartum anxiety. It's my own personal story of what I've gone through with postpartum depression and anxiety, and if you want to take a look at it, it's right up here. But this is the follow-up video, and I know a lot of you have been asking me for a video to see what the natural way is and how I've been doing it and managing it, and I far and above love this method that I'm doing, and I'm going to show it to you on here. Let's get started. Now, before I get into the major thing and the major treatment I've been using, I'm going to give you just a little tidbits before that so that you can make sure that you're doing this on a daily basis. These things are very important for you to implement so that you're getting a better day and better moods. So the first thing I would say is make sure you're eating every few hours. Our food actually does affect our moods, the type of foods we have and when we're having it. If we're skipping meals, it's gonna get worse. If we don't feed ourselves often, it's gonna get worse. If we feed ourselves the wrong thing, it's gonna get worse. I'll give you an example. Have you ever seen a toddler when they haven't eaten and then they just have meltdowns, right? Same thing. We want to keep our blood sugar stable, and so that's feeding yourself every few hours. Make sure you have the protein in there, however you want to get it, through eggs or turkey or tofu or chicken or those kinds of things. But you make sure that protein is high. You have really good fats, guacamole, hummus, avocado, coconut oil, those kinds of things. And you make sure that you're eating carbs. Don't go on any crazy low carb anything, because your body is wacky enough after having a baby and your hormones may be playing a huge part, and that might not even work. Eat every so often and eat the right things. Think of the food as fuel. Fueling your body with the right foods and not the junk foods will make you feel a heck of a lot better. The next one is stay hydrated. I talk about this a lot. Drink your water. You can even add electrolytes to the water. I advise not the sports drinks that you can find in the stores. A lot of them have a lot of sugars and that kind of thing. But if you can even have coconut water or regular water really, and a touch of lemon. There's lots of things you can do, but first and foremost, make sure you stay hydrated, because dehydration is also linked to mood differences. And while we're on that topic of drinking, stay away from alcohol. It's a depressant. If you're going through a rough time right now, I know it's easy to maybe have a drink to take the edge off, but it's going to make it worse. Now, the next one is to get out of the house as often as you can. I have been guilty of this, where I stay home and it's been days and I haven't been out of the house, and it feels literally like Groundhog Day, right? Like over and over and over, it's the same thing day in, day out. For those of you who are working mummies, it probably feels the same way for you too, because you come home and rinse and repeat, it's the same thing. So if you're a working mommy or working outside of the house mommy, you'll notice that you get to at least go outside and have some reprieve. Not that you're not suffering any less, but it might be a little different for stay-at-home mommies who literally have cabin fever. And also get some sort of exercise. I know the first thing we want to do is not exercise. That happened to me. I didn't feel like exercise. I wasn't interested in it, but it is actually a fact that when you move, you are changing your chemistry in your brain. So try and do even a 10-minute workout. If you get to 5 minutes, well, it's better than no minutes. Also, get your butt to bed by 10:30 p.m. I say this quite a bit. It has to do with a lot with not only your depression or your anxiety, but also it wrecks how you want to eat the next day when you are super tired. If you're still getting up with your kids, I understand, but you've got to get to bed by 10:30. Some of you out there may have issues with adrenals, and maybe you know about them, maybe you don't know about them, but you might get that second wind after 10:30, and then you can be up all night. That can sometimes happen to me. So 10:30 p.m., get your bum to bed. And also, go and get tested for your hormones. We don't think about this, but when you are pregnant for 10 months of the time, I was at 42 weeks, so 10 and a half months, your hormones start to change right after you have your baby. And for some of us, it might cause absolute havoc. For me, I wasn't converting my hormones properly, so I was feeling all kinds of things, and very much similar to depression and anxiety, which I do have and had. But one of the things we don't think of is maybe our hormones are imbalanced. So go to a naturopath, they dive deeper into it, and you can find out what the heck is going on. Highly, highly recommend a naturopath. Go and do talk therapy, find a counselor, a psychotherapist, somebody that you can talk to and work things through. I know it's very, very difficult, and it's hard when you are in that, I guess it feels kind of like a circle, right? Like it's like going down the drain. I don't know how else to explain it, but you're in this circle and sometimes it's hard to get out. So by talking to somebody, that would really help. And what they do too is they'll give you some coping mechanisms, and they'll give you some strategies so that you can cope. When I was looking into a natural treatment, I was searching for something that would be non-invasive, no pills. Now, when I first looked at this company, which I didn't end up using because the amount of money that I had to pay for was absolutely astounding, but they did hook you up to almost like a cap with a bunch of wires to it, and they were tracking your brainwave, but it was gonna be like a couple $1,000s. And even with my hubby's plan, it was gonna be just a sticker shock. So I was looking for something else. And I had remembered years ago my girlfriend using this program, and she gave me a demo of it. I remember really liking it. So, and this would have been about 8 years ago. So I had that aha moment, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna look back into this and kind of see if this is what I was looking for or what can help me. And so let me read this to you of what it is, and then I'll explain to you how you can get it. It's called Holosync. Holosync is used in Awakening Prologue, and that's what this step 1 is called. It creates actual neurophysical changes in the brain, which creates tremendous positive changes in mental abilities, emotional health, stress, and stress-related physical problems, and a lot more. When your brain changes, you change. Nearly 2 million people in 193 countries have already benefited, and you will too. Awakening Prologue isn't a 30-day miracle, such things don't exist, but it will work for anyone who uses it regularly. Now, what the heck is it? And I'll explain it in the most simplest terms, because we don't need to know all the crazy things associated with it, only that it's working for me, right? What it is you listen to something every single day, and it's a half an hour. And that was the first stage. There's a demo that you can get. I'll put it in the comments below, and you can download it for free and try it. I have a good feeling that it will work for you. I don't know how it can't. I was so upset before. I mean, I had classic postpartum symptoms, just like I mentioned in my video if you haven't seen it. But I mean, really, really down, didn't want to work out, anxiety, snarky, cranky, angry, tired, exhausted, sad, crying easily, you name it. I was at my wit's end in July because I had some serious stuff going on. I stopped doing my YouTube channel. I stopped doing anything because I couldn't even function to get through the day. So in July, I downloaded the demo. It was free, and I used that for a few weeks. I noticed, actually my husband noticed right away that I was less irritable. I noticed maybe day 3, day 4, day 5, I actually wanted to clean the house. Like I didn't even, it wasn't even a plan. I was like, oh, I think I'm just gonna do this and this. And I started noticing like, wow, this is making me feel almost like a motivation feeling, but you just started feeling good. Now, was it perfect? No, I still had bad days, but it was getting better very quickly. And I was so dedicated to it that I set time every single day for this because I was in dire straits. I went to the doctor, she gave me the prescription, and she said to go do talk therapy as well, which I did, but I didn't start the prescription because I was freaked out. I had some things going on with my heart and palpitations and that kind of thing, so I was too freaked out, and I really didn't want to go on these pills because I had been on a different kind before, but I had been on it, and I really didn't want to go that route. I would if I had to. So if you need to, then you need to. Like, there is no shame in that. If you want to and that's your thing, that's your thing. But this is what I have used and still using. So I went on the demo for a couple weeks, found really awesome success. And then I went to the next level, and all that was, it ended up being an extra half hour to it. So it's a full hour. And all you do is listen to it with headphones on. You gotta make sure you have headphones because it uses the different wave patterns in your brain and it helps you that way. So you have to listen to it with the headphones on. And you can just sit in a quiet spot and close your eyes and listen to it, or you can lie down with it. A lot of times you'll fall asleep. I fall asleep to it, and it sounds like it's like rain falling with a little bit of chimes in it. It is super relaxing. I really, really enjoy it. Now, I did that from July straight. I mean, all the way till October, November. And I did, at the October, November mark, I did back off a little bit because you'll find some awesome differences. Like sometimes the way you would normally react to somebody if it upset you, all of a sudden you're different. Like I found this kind of thing happening, and things will come up like emotionally, but then they'll let go, and really, really cool things. I know everybody is different, so you'll find some differences to it, but I promise you, for me, I am so thankful for it because I was heading down a not very good slope, and this has been an absolute game changer for me. I came back on the channel here in October because I wanted to. I was getting inspired again to. So I make sure I do it at least, you know, every day was for first, and now I need to go on to the next level. So the cost, if you're wondering, what I did is they have a payment plan on there, and it was very reasonable. It was $28 US, so it's a cajillion in Canadian. I'm just joking. It was $38 Canadian a month, and I was only charged for 4 months, 5 months, 4 months, I think. That is so reasonable. I mean, now I want to go on to the next level because I feel like I'm ready for it. So they say, do the demo for a couple weeks and then see how you like it and go on this next one. And it comes to you through MP3, or you can get the physical product. I think it's a bit more, but I just got it MP3 because then you can just transfer it in iTunes and transfer it onto your phone and listen to it when you have time, whether you carve out a piece at nighttime, which is kind of what I did. That way I can just relax and there's no screaming kids, or you're not at work, because you can't do it while you're at work. I guess you could do it over your lunch hour, but you want to have your own time. Now I'm going to the next level. I'm just about to order my next level, and you can go to all these different levels, and you don't have to if you don't want to, but I'm really digging it. It's the next level. You can actually start doing affirmations into it, which I'm all about. So I think this is just incredible to be able to do that and help myself out. So if you're interested, I'll give you the link below. For my subscribers out there, you know I will not promote anything that I don't use myself, and I absolutely love this. Give it a shot. You have nothing to lose, and it's actually super relaxing. So I hope that helps you out. Comment below, let me know if you try it, what you think about it, and tell me what you're seeing in positive effects. I've seen so many wonderful things happen and shift in my life just from using that. I've had really upsetting things happen, especially in the last 8 months. The last being I had a death in the family, and typically that would send me over the edge and not be able to cope with it, but I was able to cope, and even though it's super sad, but I was able to cope and keep going and moving forward, and that is huge to me. I've seen major things happen. I'm happier, I can cope better, I'm sleeping better, I'm just dealing with life better, and I'm more motivated, and it's like getting your life back. So if you're feeling lost and you're feeling isolated and alone and really struggling with this, I urge you to try this. And comment below too if you need help and you just want somebody to talk to, because I'm here for you. So if you're not a subscriber yet, please click the subscribe button and make sure you hit that notification bell so you are notified of my next upcoming video. Thank you so much for watching. Hang in there, it's gonna get better. Until next time.